Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, I love a good book box. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new friends and to all of my new subscribers. Welcome back to all of my longtime friends and longtime subscribers. Thank you all so much for the wonderful ways in which you support me and my channel, and a big thank you to everyone who has been making purchases from my website. All of those digital purchases that you've been making help me to keep my channel running, so I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. In the opener, I said I love a good book box, and I do, and that's what we're making today. We're going to make this super awesome book box, and I'll give you a closer look at this one in just a minute, but y'all know what time it is? Time to make it. So here it is. Here's a closer look at today's really sweet book box. Going to be very easy to make. You can fill it with whatever you want. A good book box makes a great way to present a whole bunch of different items. So this one, when finished, measures 4 3/4 by 6, and it is 1/2 inch deep. You can make yours deeper, you can even make it bigger, but this is the size that I wanted to work with because it will also hold A2 cards. Now, we're not making cards today, but this box, if you wanted it to, can hold those cards. So for those of you who might be new to paper crafting and you don't know exactly what a book box is, it's just that. It's a box that looks like a book. So you open it just like a book. You have this space in here to put your goodies. So easy to do, so beautiful. Y'all know that I love blue, so I am in love with this blue paper. And if you want this look, head on out to my website because I do have this digital kit out there. So here's everything that you will receive in this beautiful file. You're going to receive the layout 2 different ways. So you'll print both on 8.5 by 11 paper, but you don't have to change the orientation. It is automatically going to print this way and this way. So you can print these as many times as you want, but those are the 2 covers that you'll receive. Then you're going to receive this page. This page can be used to make cards, or this page can be used as a cut apart page and used as a topper for a box or a bag, however you want to use it. But this page will have a border on it, but when you print this page, you might get a border because I did set borders so that you would know where to cut if you wanted to use this in this way. The same with this one. This is another cut apart page, so I have some mats that you can use to make cards or use however you want. And then we have some more of the smaller images that you can cut out as card toppers or however you want. Again, you're going to have borders on this paper, so you might even experience a 1/8 border around the end, and that's okay. You can just trim that away. It will not affect the quality of your project. And the same is true with this one. You might have a border around the edge. Just trim away 1/8 of an inch. Then you're going to have this piece. This piece can be used for envelopes. I'm using it as the liner on today's project, but you're able to use it however you want. I like this piece because it looks like snowflakes. And then we have the stripe piece. I'm going to be using this page to make my box, but when you print these pages, guys, you can use them however you want to create some of the most beautiful blue Christmas crafts out there. This is gorgeous. I absolutely love how this turned out. I love the blue poinsettia. I love the Merry Christmas. I love that whole look. So let's go ahead and make our project. So to make the book box, I will be using the 2 pieces that are oriented in a landscape mode. Remember, you don't have to change anything on your printer when you're printing these. They'll come out the right way. Just have them print on 8.5 by 11. Then I will be using this piece and this piece. All of my papers are 8.5 by 11 paper. And then I will be using 2 pieces of chipboard on this project because I want the jacket to be very strong. So I have 2 pieces of medium weight chipboard, and I have that chipboard cut at 4 3/4 by 6. Then I have the spine, and I have it cut at 1/2 inch by 6. So we are going to need 1 full sheet and then a portion of the second sheet. So I am going to cut off about 5 inches. Now I probably won't use it all, but I want to make sure I have more than I need for this project. So I'm going to take my tape, and I'm just going to take some tape and place it down on this piece, and then we're going to join it to the 8.5 by 11 inch piece, and we'll be joining it like this. So I am going to peel away the tape backer, and we're going to take this piece and let's just place it down so that it overlays on top of that piece. And we needed to do this because one sheet of 8.5 by 11 isn't long enough to make this project. So now I'm going to take my chipboard and go ahead and remove the tape backers. And again, this chipboard is 4 3/4 by 6, and I have 2 pieces. So now I'm going to take my first piece, and I'm going to look at where that Merry Christmas is positioned on this side, because I do want to make sure that I have the Merry Christmas showing. So I'm going to place that piece down. Let's go ahead and flip it over, and you can see that I have pretty good placement on that. Then I'm going to take this piece, and when I place it down, I'm going to place it down with a little more than 1/8 of an inch in spacing. And then I'll take this piece and we'll do the same. We're going to place it down with just a little more than 1/8 of an inch in spacing. So now I can get this nice and stuck. I don't need all of this paper now, so I'm just going to trim away some of my excess. So now I'm going to bring in my stylus, press it against the chipboard, and let's drive it into the paper. If you have a paper that might have a tendency to crack, then you're definitely going to want to do this process. So I'm going to take this, stand it up, and we're just going to fold it over like that. And we're going to go ahead and just miter our edges. That'll give us a nice professional fold over. So then I'm going to use my tape runner to actually place tape on these flaps, because I'll be sandwiching the flaps in between the liner piece and the chipboard, so I can get away with using my tape runner here. So we're just going to stand this up, fold everything over, getting it nice and tight. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this stuck, fold this over, get it stuck, fold this over, and get that nice and stuck, fold this over, and get it stuck. And if you're joining papers, you really do have to just pay attention to working that and making sure that you have that initial stick, and then adding the layer piece to the inside will take care of the rest. So we're going to take our tape, and I'm going to place tape on the inside like this, and then I'll place tape on my liner, and I'll give you the measurements for the liner piece in just a minute. I'm going to bring in my liner piece, and I'm going to cut it at 10 1/4 by 5 3/4. So if you're making this project, cut your liner piece at 5 3/4 by 10 1/4. Now I'm going to take my tape, and I am going to place my tape around the edges of the liner. Then I also think I'm going to use some Crinkle seam binding on my book box. So I will show you how I plan on laying that down. Alright y'all, so I removed the tape from the jacket as well as the liner piece. we're going to lay down some crinkle seam binding, and I am using the beautiful seam binding from My Scrap Cabin shop. I will have her shop linked in the description box below. Those of you who might not have made any purchases from Erin on crinkle seam binding, give her a try. I think you will love the quality of her binding, and you will love how many different colors she actually has. So I'm placing my seam binding like that. Then I'm going to take my glue and just place my glue right there, because I don't want that seam binding pulling away. So I am just going to get that nice and stuck, and I'll do the same thing on this end. And so there's that. Now we're going to take our liner piece and we're going to place it down. I'm actually standing for this part because it will give me better placement if I'm looking over the top of a large piece when I put it down. So now we're going to get it nice and stuck. Let's make sure that we work those spines, or spine. And so y'all, there we have another beautiful blue poinsettia book box jacket. Now we need to make the box. So to make our box, we need to cut our paper at 6.5 by 7 3/4. And this is going to be so easy because we're simply going to score at 1/2 inch and 1 on all 4 sides. So that's 1/2 inch and 1. And so now we're going to fold and burnish all of these scores. So now that we have all of our scores folded and burnished, we're going to remove these 3 corner pieces on all 4 sides. So to do that, we go up to the second score mark here and we drag straight down. Now we can angle, go to this score mark, angle, angle here to remove this tab, and then reduce that piece. So that's how it's going to look. So again, we go to the second score mark and drag straight down. We can go ahead and angle. We can angle here, angle here to remove this piece, and then reduce that. And then we just follow this across, go to the second score mark and drag straight down, angle, 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 and reduce. Drag straight down, angle, 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 and reduce. Then on these 2 shorter pieces, because they aren't angled at the bottom, I am just going to angle the outer flap. And I'm going to put this box together with tape because it has a very supportive base with the chipboard, so I am okay with putting it together with tape. And so the way that we're going to do that is I'm going to add some tape to these little baby tabs here. On this side, then I'll flip it over and I'm going to add tape to these outer flaps. If I didn't have this mounted to the chipboard base, I would actually use glue to put this together just in case it was going to carry some weight, but that chipboard base will support the weight. So now that I have my tape, we can go ahead and take these tabs and join our box together like that. Make sure that your corners are what? nice and crisp. And we're going to do the same thing here. And the same thing here. So now we can take these outer flaps and fold them in and get them stuck. That's how easy it is to make this little box. Like I said, you can make it deeper if you want, completely up to you. So y'all, there's our box. We're going to take the box and just place it inside of the jacket to see what fit we have. And y'all, I think we have a very good fit. Now, when you make a book box, if you find that you have a lot of space here at the top and it doesn't meet the way that mine is meeting, that can happen for a couple of reasons. One being how much space you placed in between the spine and the chipboard pieces. If that spacing is very wide, then that will create some gapping. The second could be that your chipboard spine doesn't match the size of this. So those are the things that you want to pay attention to. Now on the reverse, if you try to fold over and find that you can't, it might be because your spacing between the spine and the chipboard pieces is too tight, and that will cause the jacket not to fold over the box without squishing it. So we have a nice fitting box here. Here's how we're going to put this down. I am going to put it down with glue. Now when I place the glue here at the back, I'm not going to place the glue all the way to the edge. I'm just going to run 4 strips this way, and then I'll run some strips this way. This way I know that my glue is not going to seep out and hit the spine, because you definitely don't want that. So now I'm going to take it, and I'm basically eyeballing at this point, y'all. I'm going to put it down, try to get it nice and straight, and I have my glue, so I do have a little bit of wiggle room. Looks like I can move that back just a little bit more. And then once I have it in place, I can take my bone folder, and let's get that stuck by spreading out that glue. And so there we have it, y'all. There's our beautiful book box. You can see how well that looks. So just pay attention to your spacing. Make sure that your spine is cut to match however deep your box is. In this case, 1/2 inch. And so in this case, all I need to do is tie off with my Crinkle seam binding. And y'all, I wish you could see this in person. It is absolutely beautiful. I love how these turned out. I'm going to bring that first one back in so that you can see how gorgeous they are. Now here's a little tip for you. If you don't want to add Crinkle seam binding, but you don't want the top coming up, just make sure that you place something heavy on top. Let that sit overnight, and that will train that top to stay down. So I hope that you have enjoyed this super cute book box. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.